It all started with me riding in the car, and my older sister pointed off to the right and said wrong way, and then we drove down the street and did a U-turn on a little cul-de-sac, not a cul-de-sac, but a loop in the road. Came back home, and just as we were driving by my house, everything turned black, and I was just chill for the ride. It was black for who knows how long. And there was a white cross that exploded in the background, like however long it takes light to reach the other side of the universe is how long it was. It was a pretty long time. But that was before I learned numbers and counting and shit. When I learned counting, my dreams became longer and longer. And because I can count them. And it wouldn't just get a little bit longer. It would be like, all right, let's just say the first time was 100 years. The next time would be 1,000, 2,000 years. Just it sucked every time to go to sleep. And it was about every 3 days that I would deal with these dreams. And I got into billions of years, trillions of years, quadrillion years. But it turned out to be infinity years the first time. I knew it was coming. And well, no, I didn't know it was happening, but it happened to me one night. I was like, that was my infinitieth year. And then my next dream was for infinity years. So all the dreams working up to it hit me all at once. It just blew my fucking brains out. And then I got scared. I was already scared to go to sleep, but it was really bad after that infinity one. I was terrified. And then the next one was infinity times infinity. It was fucking horrible. It took so long. Oh my god, I was just sitting there in the black, just a picture frame of black and no body, and the only thought was boredom. Like I was just so fucking bored, and uh, I was at the time. I tell that to people, but nobody really gives a shit, or else everybody else does it too, and they just don't admit to it. But I'm so fucking old, and at least consciousness wise, I'm so old. I'm only 40 something, but I don't know. And that was the dreams. But during the day hours, I was uh I was afraid to go to sleep because another dream was coming. I call them dreams, but they're not really dreams. They're more nightmares, but because of the time. But whatever. But I was doing everything I could to just be a major pain in the ass, and like while before I like video games. I loved killing things in video games. Oh my god, I was such a fucking scary fucking piece of shit. Just all I wanted to do was kill, 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 kill. And I told people in elementary school when I grew up I wanted to be a serial killer. And I didn't think I'd live past 21 because, well, I don't know. And yeah, but I had some dreams that were really bad. Uh, like I had attacked by this demon. It was like a bunch of demons all in one demon, like an infestation upon one of them. And I tried to attack it and I couldn't do anything to it. And it just bent me over and ass raped me and like came inside of me. And yeah, and then I left me there in the void to cry, and I curled up in a little ball and cried. Left me in there. And then strange eons later it came back and did the same fucking thing. Left me there to cry again. And then it disappeared for another strange eons. And it did it again. 3 times that motherfucker came into me. And And then I woke up eventually after the third time, after a long time, but I used to think my dreams were never ending, that they were just pushing back the timeline of how old I could get, and just total fucking no fucking excuse for how long they say laziness leads to deep sleep is in the Bible verse, and I don't know, and oh, but I had this one demon. It might have been a demon. I don't know what the fuck it was. It was a big bag of flesh, and it was sending a tube up my rectum, and it couldn't. It just kept going and going and going and going and going, like never ending up there. Like I knew I was full, but it just kept going and going and going and going, and I started to fight it, and then I bit it, and like I started biting and chewing on it, and it fucking moaned on me. It fucking moaned. And then I just quit, and I fucking shut down. I curled up in a little ball, and I just waited, and it was shaking me around and shit, and like, oh my god, it was placing me all over the place, shaking me everywhere, and then after I shut down, eventually, I got a chance to pray. This is my first chance I ever had in a dream to pray. And I prayed so hard. I was like, Jesus, save me. And as soon as I said Jesus, I was out of it. I was in the body. I was in my body in the void. And I never had the body in the void before. So it was the first time. And I thought safety. I was just so safe. And being there in the void. But yeah, and the dreams still come, but like Jesus saves me from them. Like I think my last nightmare was a dog ripping open my belly, and then I woke up from that, and it's probably, I don't know, it was dream hurting, so it was like levels. It didn't hurt that much, but it hurt. It hurt a lot as a dream. It hurt a lot as a dream, but in reality, if I get hurt like that, it would only be like a 2 or 3. But it amps it up to like a 6 or 7 in my dreams, and yeah. And another dream I had was I was in the void, and then this leg appears out of nowhere, and he steps in with his other leg, and pulls himself out of the darkness, and he said, "I am Satan," and I fucking jumped on him. It started choking that bitch in a rear naked chokehold. And like, this is not under my power whatsoever. I'm just watching at this point, and God's doing all the work. And then Satan held out his hand, and there was this black ball with blue fire all over it, and he hit me right in the face with that burning ball. And then all of a sudden I was tiny with my body being huge. Like my vision was just like a little dot, and then my body was waiting outside of the void. It was huge. He disconnected me from myself. And I got a chance to think, and I just rushed right back in with my body and my eyes, and we started fucking. I grabbed him by his heel or by his ankle, and there was it was a bed and a stripper pole in the void, That's all that was. And then Satan was in there. And I grabbed him by his ankle and started beating his face into the pole, like by his chin. My chin and his chin started whacking him into that pole. I knew that had to fucking hurt like a fucking son of a bitch. But I wasn't controlling it. Like, that was God doing that, or Jesus, or Holy Spirit, or something. I don't know. It just wasn't me. What else kind of weird happened in my life? Oh, I used to believe that there wasn't enough room for everybody on the earth, so you had to kill somebody to make your way into the survival, to be allowed and to do stuff. And I didn't want to kill anybody, but I joined the gym and then got in an amateur wrestling match where no holds barred wrestling match, and put him in the coffin. Kaufman, I can remember that was his name. Put him in the coffin. And when it was my first ever wrestling match, it was in the middle of the baseball field in a little wrestling rink, a 4 square wrestling rink. And the timer hit, and then I lost control of my body. I rushed into him, and like forearm first, and picked him up off the ground with my forearm underneath his neck. I hit him in the neck with it, or in the throat, and I lifted him off the ground and slammed him into the ground by his neck. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I fucking busted his hyoid bone or some shit. I don't know, man. I fucked him up though, and he quit pretty quickly. In all my other fights, I lost. I'm a terrible fighter, cause I don't know. I just don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm a lover, not a fighter, I guess. And I don't know what else to say. Oh, I had been saved as a child. I went to this Christian boot camp, not boot camp, but Christian summer camp. And one night they were preaching specifically about Jesus. That was the whole sermon, or the Jesus being crucified, and the whole Good Friday thing where he was tortured, and man, I felt so fucking bad that they did that to somebody so innocent. And I cried. It's the first time I ever remember crying, even before getting paddled. I don't remember how old I was, but I remember I cried my just rivers. And I stayed with church for a while after that, but eventually I just stopped going. And I still considered myself an evil Christian. Even, what the fuck is that? And I still believed in God. Well, I thought I believed in God. I thought I believed in Jesus. But they were just abstract things to me. But I don't know. After my father killed himself, I started hearing I started having hallucinations, is what I thought they were. But they knew shit that I there's no right for me to know, and they told me. I can't remember whatever, because there's so fucking many of them. But Yeah, and eventually listening to them for so long, I don't remember what was it that I just 100% all of a sudden believed in God. I don't remember why or how or when, but maybe it was after Jesus saved me. I don't know, but I started believing in God, and then God sent Jesus, and I saw Jesus in a dream. He looked like a blonde Jewish person. I don't know if you've ever seen a blonde Jewish person, but they have a certain kind of skin tone to them that is different. And uh and he looked so smart. I mean, if you're gonna carve a man to look like he knows what he's talking about, that was what he looked like. He knew everything. And but eventually I found him. But I'd been locked up a whole lot as a child. I did a lot of fucked up things. Well, not really fucked up, but yeah, okay, yeah, I did some fucked up things. Um, I was easily persuaded by peer pressure, is what I will say to you by that. But I'm gonna get off of here and post this and see if I can post it. I don't know if anybody cares, but I love you, and so does God, Jesus, Holy Spirit. Y'all love you. I love you. Later.